Good evening, everybody. I'm calling to order the Orleans Parish School Board Business Meeting for December 15th, 2022. The time is now 5:32 p.m. May I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Parker,
Present.
Mr. Zervigon.
Present.
Mr. Ashley,
Here.
Dr. Batiste,
Present.
Ms. Bodwin, Ms. Eames.
Present.
Mr. Marshall.
Present.
Also present, Dr. Avis Williams, Superintendent Ashley Halpern, Board Council. You have a quorum.
Thank you so much. Board members, I didn't catch all of you before the meeting. Board member Bodwin is on her way. She's stuck in traffic on the bridge. Interpretation services are available during today's meeting. And so with that, I'll yield to our interpreters.
Thank you, President Parker. Good evening, board members, Dr. Williams, Superintendent, everyone. My name is Vic Quinn Pham. I will provide interpretation services at this meeting. Xin chào toàn thể quý vị, tôi tên là Việt Quỳnh, tôi là thông dịch viên. Tôi sẽ thông dịch cho quý vị trong buổi họp này. Nếu quý vị cần thiết, xin cho tôi biết. Xin chân thành cảm ơn.
Good evening, board members. Good evening, Dr. Williams. Good evening, members of the community. My name is Lina Martinez. I will be interpreting for you tonight in Spanish. Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Lina Martínez. Yo voy a interpretar para cualquier miembro de la comunidad que necesite asistencia. Gracias. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now moving on to item 1.2, the Pledge of Allegiance. I ask everybody please rise and join us in stating the pledge.
Flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, justice for all.
Before we move on to item 1.3, I would just ask that everybody join the board in a brief moment of silence. Over the last month, we have lost 3 students in NOLA Public Schools, an 8th grade student at Samuel J. Green, a 5th grade student at Bricolage, and a 3rd grade student at Arthur Ashe. Please join us in a moment of silence as we think about these students and their families. Thank you. We will now move on to item 1.3, the rules for public comment. And so I will yield to our board counsel.
Anyone wishing to speak with regard to items on the agenda should fill out a public comment card and submit it to the board secretary. Cards will be received up to 1/2 hour after the meeting begins. Each person shall be permitted to speak up to 2 minutes as established by the chair. I will recognize the speaker and give the speaker permission to proceed. The speaker shall state their name and address for the board records. Those who have a group concern are encouraged to select a spokesperson from the group to address the concern. Speakers are expected to be as concise as possible and to present their questions and comments in an objective manner and in accordance with good taste and decorum, and without reference to or insinuations against the board, its members, or school system employees. Disruptions or disorderly conduct at the business meeting will constitute grounds for the presiding officer to ask security personnel to remove the offender. Thank you, President Parker.
Thank you, board counsel. One additional housekeeping note. Due to the loss of power during yesterday's storm, we are experiencing a technical glitch with our broadcast system. So while the board meeting will appear normal to those in attendance, the graphics, videos, or presentations shared tonight will not be viewable outside of the boardroom today. Following tonight's meeting, our communications team will insert the presentation shared tonight into the recorded broadcast and share those on YouTube and on the OPSB TV channel. Again, the meeting will air live tonight, but without presentations or graphics, which will be placed in the video later. Okay, moving on to item 1.4, adoption of the agenda. Board counsel, do we have any additions, deletions, or modifications?
Yes. The executive session on today's agenda will be removed. That was inadvertently included. Also, consent agenda item 4.6, which is a request to award the request for proposal number 23-37 for early childhood enrollment information campaign, will be removed from the consent agenda and will become action item 5.4.
Thank you very much. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Eames. Is there a second? Seconded by Dr. Batiste. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The agenda is adopted. We will now move on to item 2.1, and I will once again yield to our board counsel.
It is recommended that the Orleans Parish School Board adopt the minutes of the November 17th, 2022 Board Business Meeting and the November 29th, 2022 Special Board Business Meeting.
So move, waiving the reading of the minutes.
Second?
It's been moved by Mr. Ashley and seconded by President Parker. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the minutes have been adopted.
All right, thank you so much. Now moving on to item 3.1, our superintendent's remarks. I will yield to Dr. Avis Williams.
All right, thank you, President Parker, and good evening, board members, and good evening to the NOLA Public Schools public. Do we have the presentation to show in here? Okay, so I do have just a short presentation, the biggest part of my remarks are always about celebrations, and the first celebration is recognizing Travis Hill as a comeback campus, and this is really exciting. What this means is that this school has increased the percentage of students scoring mastery and above and decreased the percentage of students scoring unsatisfactory in both math and ELA, according to our statewide assessments. And in addition, the high school students that will be included in this also increased their ACT scores. And statewide, there were only 41 schools that were recognized for this. And some of you have heard me speak about Travis Hill. It has a very special place in my heart because I love the fact that we have young people there who have made some mistakes and some poor choices, but we don't throw them away. And they are at Travis Hill thriving and getting a great education. And so I just want to say congratulations to the teachers, leaders, and staff, as well as the scholars who are at Travis Hill. Congratulations on being recognized by the state as a comeback campus. Y'all can clap if you want. It's kind of a big deal. It really is. The next thing is celebrating and recognizing all of our teachers who were recognized at the New Schools of New Orleans Gala last month, or I guess it was in October. Was it November? November, last month. And we've got a short video that displays all of their names, and just really want to congratulate all of the amazing teachers. A teacher from every school within NOLA Public Schools was recognized and for their excellence. And I've had the pleasure of meeting and seeing some of these awesome educators teach. And so we can just roll that. And again, congratulations to all of our teachers who were recognized. All right, and the other thing I wanted to just mention is my 100 Days update. And I did hit 100 days on December 2nd, so yay me. And it's been an exciting 100 days, 100 plus days now, and it's gone by really, really quickly. And I wanted to just lift up a couple of the highlights from it. The main thing has been the relationship building. I've enjoyed getting out to the community. My goal was to have at least 20 ABC tour meetings, and ABC is Dr. Avis's Beignets and Conversations. And we had over 25 of those meetings throughout the entire community. I was able to visit about 80% of our schools, and this is ongoing, and I look forward to getting to the schools that I have not had an opportunity to visit yet. And within our ABC tours, we did lift up some findings so that we can start problem solving and making sure that we're meeting the needs of the community. And some of those findings included improving literacy, looking at our enrollment system, school quality, preparing our scholars for college and the workforce, and equity, defining what it is and what it is for our community. And I'm excited that we've already started 2 solution circles, one on the enrollment system, and that circle has met and has already shared some recommendations with me that I look forward to exploring deeper into the new year. And we will also have a solution circle for school quality that will start after the new year. Our transition team started meeting in August, and they've met several times over the course of this fall. And the goal is for this team to help us reimagine our strategic plan. And so we will finalize that work at the top of the new year, and look forward to sharing that information in the coming months as well. Started Talk Soup, which is just a weekly update that we push out through our social media that gives updates on different aspects of what's happening within NOLA Public Schools, and we have different guests who share what's happening within their departments or within their partnership. Also establishing NOLA Cares. Cares is our community access to resources and equity, and we're looking at mental health, literacy, social justice, workforce development, as well as trauma-informed practices within our schools and within the community. And I'm excited that as we look at this work, we're looking at it from a multi-generational standpoint, because we know that our scholars need certain things from the school and the supports that they need, but our families need it as well. So we don't want to limit the supports that we're given to just the students when they're at school. We want to spread them throughout the community. And in addition, my team and I developed a process for charter extensions and renewals that took in consideration COVID-19. We're working to conduct a deep dive to determine what type of achievement and opportunity gaps exist and how they are disproportionately impacting especially our students of color. And as we do that work, we are reimagining and actually redoing our school accountability framework. And that's going to be an ongoing project through the spring, and we will complete it by the end of the school year. And along with that comes the goal of creating a 5-year portfolio plan that will outline the direction and the vision of our district. I've heard several people say it's basically to share the next iteration of NOLA Public Schools and basically answering the question, where do we go from here in terms of our portfolio of schools? And it involves not only the optimization piece, but also starting to explore how we can diversify our portfolio of schools. What programming is needed for us to have a really diverse and equitable portfolio of schools. And I do have a short video, and we probably won't play it all, but just a video that highlights some of the school visits. Thank you, Ms. Felicia. And the whole video will be on our website and our social media sites. It just shows the engagement from the school visits. And that's just a short update. At this time, I'll yield to President Parker if there are any questions.
Thank you so much, Dr. Williams. Board members, do you have any questions or comments for Dr. Williams? All right. Seeing none, we will go ahead and move on to item 4, our consent agenda. And so with that, I will yield to our board counsel.
Thank you, President Parker. Moving to consent agenda items 4.1 through 4.5 and 4.7, it is recommended that the Orleans Parish School Board move to approve consent agenda items 4.1 through 4.5 and 4.7 as presented in Globo. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
It's been moved by Ms. Eames and seconded by Ms. Bodwin. There's no public comment regarding the consent agenda. See no board comment. There's been a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the consent agenda has been approved. Moving now to the.
Board counsel, if I may, just take a quick point of personal privilege. I would be remiss if we didn't welcome the sea of green that is in front of us. It is wonderful to see so many hornets here. I'm going to yield to Board Member Bodwin to welcome you more officially.
Hi, everyone. Sorry for my tardiness. And it is great to see you all here in green and at this, here to support your school. We're so glad to see that. The next couple of action items relate to Walter L. Cohen and the future of it and the future of our students that are going to be in that wonderful building and that great facility starting really next month, which is really exciting. So just welcome. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for your passion and all the work you do to support the school and all the work that we will continue to do together starting tomorrow to support our students and our families in the school. So thank you, President Parker.
Thank you, Board Counsel.
Okay.
Let's
That's
do
what
it.
I say. Thank
Would you like to give it now, or would you like to give it when we have board comment on the item?
Yeah, either way, whenever you.
Why don't we? I think other board members are going to have some comments. We're excited about the guests that we have here, so let's do it. Let's do it at that point, if you don't mind, Mr. Marshall. Board Counsel.
Okay. Moving now to action item 5.1, Resolution 21-22, use of the general fund balance reserve for the Walter L. Cohen facility transition. It is recommended that the Orleans Parish School Board suspend the procedural requirements for fund balance expenditures from the system-wide reserve and approve Resolution 21-22, authorizing a one-time allocation of $2 million from the general fund balance reserve to the general fund for the purpose of financing any loss of per pupil funding that may be actualized through the 2023, 2024 through 2025, 2026 fiscal years as a result of the Walter L. Cohen facility transition. May I have a motion to adopt action item 5.1?
So moved.
Is there waiving the reading of the resolution? Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. We do have two public comments on this action item. The first of which is from Tyrone Jones. Sir, if you would come to the podium, state your name and address, and give your public comment.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tyrone Jones. My address is 2433 DeAbbey Street. That's New Orleans, Louisiana. My concern was we didn't really know what was going on with the building. So I'm sitting here on my classmates from all years, just want to know that our school is in good hands. So with that, I'll let you have the floor, and if I have any more comments, I'll wait till you finish. Okay?
Our second comment card on this action item is from Jonathan Williams.
How y'all doing? As Mr. Jones just stated, just concerned about
Mr. Williams, I'm sorry to interrupt. If you wouldn't mind speaking to the microphone for the
Absolutely
recording
not.
purposes.
Not at all.
Thank you.
Mr. Williams, if you would state your address as well for the record.
Yes, 4850 Berkeley Drive, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70131. And I just came out tonight to do some fact finding to see what was going on. Of course, there's a lot of rumors in the community about what's going to happen as far as the school is concerned and as far as the name on the school. And I just wanted to make sure that I lend my voice to the proceedings and let it be known that Walter Lewis Cohen was one of the greatest African Americans in this city. Very knowledgeable man, very businesslike man, and was responsible for mentoring some that follow, such as A.P. Turo, as many of you have probably heard the history about him on. So if there's any action to change a name, which I hope that doesn't happen, we should reconsider that, and I'm glad to see the shaking of the head that that won't happen. In fact, Dryad Street should be changed to Walter Lewis Cohen Avenue. So, thank you.
It's not our jurisdiction.
That's not us. That's not us, Mr. Williams, but thank you, and noted.
All right. There are no further public comment cards on this item. Is there any board comment? Okay. There's, oh. Okay. There's been a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ms. Brown may have a roll call, please.
Mr. Parker,
Yes.
Mr. Zervigon,
Yes.
Mr. Ashley.
Yes.
Dr. Batiste.
Yes.
Ms. Bodwin.
Yes.
Ms. Eames.
Yes.
Mr. Marshall.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Moving now to action item 5.2, Resolution 22-22, fiscal year 2022 through 2023, General Fund Amendment Number 1. It is recommended that the Orleans Parish School Board approve Resolution 22-22, authorizing the First Amendment to the operating budget of revenues and expenditures for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2022, and ending on June 30th, 2023. May I have a motion to adopt action item 5.2?
So move.
Second, waiving the reading.
There's no public comment on this action item. Is there any board comment? Okay, seeing none. There's been a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ms. Brown, may I please have a roll call?
Mr. Parker? Mr. Zervigon?
Yes.
Mr. Ashley? Dr. Batiste? Ms. Bodwin?
Yes.
Ms. Eames?
Yes.
Mr. Marshall?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Moving now to action item 5.3. Action item 5.3 is the Cooperative Endeavor Agreement with Collegiate Academies. There was an edit to the CEA in section 3.3, which regards collegiate's obligations, which was revised to read 3.3, change to the Rosenwald program name to Walter L. Cohen High School and retain the Cohen school colors and mascot. It is recommended that the Orleans Parish School Board approve the CEA with Collegiate Academies for the purpose of funding any actual reduction from loss of student population and in turn MFP revenues due to the transition of Rosenwald Collegiate Academies to the Walter L. Cohen facility. May I have a motion to adopt action item 5.3?
Second.
I was waiting for you.
So proudly move.
It's been moved by Ms. Eames and seconded by Mr. Ashley. There's no public comment on this action item. And this is the third action item related to Cohen. So is this the time that the board may have board comment?
Well, thank you for allowing me this privilege. It is really a privilege to see all of this green and white in here, because I've been affiliated with Cohen for over 50 years, going back to the 60s when I used to go up there and work on the yearbook with Miss Sauter. That was the first school my dad sent me to work in. And I've had the privilege of seeing Cohen transition through. This now is their third building, because I started in the original old building. So it is good to be around this long and to see you all get the quality of building that you truly deserve. I look forward to continue to work with you all and make sure that you return to the excellence that I knew way back when. Thank you.
Thank you, President Parker. Well, I'm the only board member that actually graduated 1966 from Walter L. Cohen Senior High School. So you know how proud I am tonight. My chest, I'm beaming, is sticking out, and proud that we're retaining our name, we're retaining our mascot, we're retaining our colors. And I'm looking forward to Collegiate doing an excellent job to take us back to where we were when we, the people in this audience, attended that great school. So kudos to you guys. You got a large task in front of you, and we're looking forward to you making it happen. And thank you so much, fellow Walocos, for coming out tonight.
Board Member Bodwin?
I just want to say, as I mentioned before, I'm excited about this. I do believe it's a positive step, really, for every student that will attend this school. To answer Mr. Jones, I do think that the school will be in good hands. And, you know, I'm really excited for our current Cohen students, and I'm really excited for the current Rosenwald students, and also for every family that attends Cohen next year, the year after that, and forever. I think the legacy of Walter L. Cohen is, you know, has a great future. I would like to invite, though, extend an invitation to our Rosenwald families to come to an open house and see the building, see where your students will be next year, and see how wonderful the facility is. It was a great idea that was passed along to me this morning, and I think we should do that early in the new year, while you're still making your decisions during the first round of the common application. Come see what a wonderful facility you'll be experiencing next year. All of our students deserve to be in a first-class facility. So I'm so excited. We'll have some starting next year, and we've got more work going on in our other facilities across the district. So thank you all for your continued support. Thank you in advance to your support for our students that will be there next year. Cohen students, Rosenwald students, everyone's going to be a Cohen student next year, and so they all deserve all of our support. Thank you.
Dr. Batiste.
Thank you. As the board member representing District 4, where Collegiate Academy currently reside, I was at their dedication service earlier this year, and they spoke about the trials and tribulations that they've had, and they had finally found a place that they thought was going to be their home. So I'm certainly sensitive to their having to leave the area that they had become familiar with, and looking forward to that being their home. But when I learned of the possibility of their moving across the river, even though it's away from their neighborhood, I think that, as Board Member Bodwin has indicated, I think it would do the students, the faculty, the staff, the CEO, the community, to go over to see the beautiful building that awaits them over on the other side. It's not like a stepchild or, you know, a second guess. It's really a fine school, and I think everybody is going to be very proud to be there. So I want to congratulate the Cohen family for standing up and believing in what they wanted, coming and approaching board members, community members, and the like, to make certain that this name would remain, and that the new school that will be taking or going into that building to also warmly embrace Walter Lewis Cohen. And Ms. Eames, I know that you're excited, and I want to commend our superintendent also for the way in which she handled this transfer so diplomatically. We were open from the very beginning and remained open throughout, and we believe that the best match is, in fact, for Collegiate Academy. Thank you.
Vice President Zervigon.
Yeah, Mr. Jones, you said you're here on a fact-finding mission, and I see that we have collegiate leaders with us, Mr. Gerald Bryant, Ms. Stacy Martin, and if y'all are amenable, I thought we could have a quick conversation. Y'all could tell the community something about what your work, what you've done, so people like Mr. Jones have an idea of what's going on rather than rumor. If you're okay with it, if you want to come to the microphone, I'd like y'all to tell the community, if that's all right.
So thank you for the opportunity, and we're really excited. We met with the Cohen leaders, alumni leaders, Monday, and talked about it. We have been meeting with other members of the alumni prior to us knowing that this was really going to happen. And we wanted to make sure that they understood, number one, I'm a native New Orleanian. I know what names for high schools mean. I know what mascots mean. I know what colors mean, down to the particular color green, the shade of green. And so we wanted to make sure that you all knew that this would remain intact. As a matter of fact, I think we identified, is it this gentleman sitting right here, when we looked at your hornet, we were like, that's the hornet right there. Because we've been in search of the proper hornet, just so you know. And so we have been working on this. Nothing has gone to print, because we understand the importance of this, not just to the alumni, but also having our students that are going to come in, understanding the legacy in which they will be stepping into is quite important. And so we want to make sure that, we want to make sure that it's right, so that when they're learning it, that we're giving them the correct information. One of the things that I've shared with the superintendent when we met, we didn't want to get ahead of ourselves, but we don't go into any community without meeting with everyone, not just the alumni, but the churches, the businesses in the community, et cetera, because they're going to encounter our kids, and we want to make sure that they know, number one, that they are ours. And so we are very particular. So we couldn't get to too many people before this action took place, because we would be stepping out of bounds. But now that it's going to a vote, and hopefully it will pass tonight, then we will be able to then come into the community, introduce. But we've asked the alumni to help us. We're not, you're not outcasts. You got work to do. You're our partners. And believe me, I'm an equal opportunity stalker when it comes for our kids. And so we're going to be asking you to come in and help us, not only recruit, talk to some of the teachers that may be at Cohen that may want to join the collegiate team. You're going to be our advocates as well. And so we want to make sure that it's true, that you understand it's a partnership. And so we're here.
Thank you, Ms. Martin, and thank you for the question. I think, first of all, we didn't need to agree or acquiesce to the Cohen legacy or the name or the colors. We wanted that. That was really critical to us. And collegiate academies, we work, we learn, we grow, we do. I've been at Carver for the last decade. And I get that every alumni community is different. But as you know well, they care about their colors. They care about their mascot. They care about that legacy. And the opportunity to write the next chapter of Cohen's legacy in partnership and to move every kid forward in that building is something we're humbled to do and excited about doing. We know what the Cohen name means, and we want to do right by that. And so in terms of programming, we really do engage all kids. And we're excited about that. We're also excited to see what programming best reflects not just the history of Cohen, but what comes next. We're committed to kids. And in my conversations with several of you, that's what you're committed to as well, which is moving those kids forward. So I'm really excited y'all came out. Thank you for the support. You don't need to be patient about kids getting a strong education. We can't be patient about that. It's gonna take some time to build to those legacy days, right, of elite programming everywhere. But that's the goal. That is the goal. And we'll get there in partnership. So thank you. Very much appreciate you.
Y'all, just got one more question for you. I'm sorry. There are a significant number of students at Cohen who have been attracted to that one place that are from immigrant communities that are English language learners, many of which Spanish is not even their first language, right? So it's the native language from the villages they come from and so forth. And so I invite y'all to tell us about your programming, your track record, with the population of English language learners that you have under your care?
Beautiful question. Yeah, we love all kids, and we're going to do our best to serve all kids because, as it's been mentioned, once you're in that building, you go to that school, you're our responsibility humbly, and we get to do it. Over the last couple of years, we've seen population of scholars who are new to the English language increase at our schools at collegiate academies. We started the first newcomer program in Orleans Parish called La Sierras Academy. It is for scholars who do not speak English yet. We're going to see the returns on that and the progress. It is one program. We're going to bring that program to Cohen scholars as well. But broadly and generally, we have a commitment to serving each and every kid who walks into that building. That's the ethos of who we are. I imagine that's what you want as well. And that's what those kids and families need. And so, yes, we're going to stay and honor the historically Black nature of Cohen. And also, we have a population of kids that need us just as much, too, that we're excited about.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm real excited about the possibilities for Cohen. I grew up on Milan Street right there from that neighborhood, and I see populations are always changing. High schools are always changing. You know, McMain, Warren, Easton, and all, they haven't always been one thing, and you've got all kind of people ready to go to Cohen to create a new environment. Y'all have a good proven track record in handling this kind of work with alumni and so forth. So I'm very excited about the possibilities, and I look forward to working with y'all.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys again.
Thank you very much. Board Member Ashley?
I'm going to yield to Board Member Marshall, and then I will pick back up.
Well, I just wanted to take this opportunity. I don't know if I'd get another one because I don't know if Cohen would be back on the agenda. But there's one person that I know of absolutely is responsible for that building, and that's James Raby. He's the one that fought for it when it was going to be closed. Cohen was going to cease to exist, and he alone organized across the state to stop it and make sure that Cohen was built. And I just wanted to be on the record with that. I'm sure some of the alumni know his efforts in making that happen. And I wanted to give him his due. And I'm sure that at the appropriate time, you will do that at the school. But this is a public statement that goes out to make sure that the public knows who was responsible for that school being built. Thank you.
All right, that's the last time I defer. Lord, you talk about my frat brother, my friend, Jim Raby. I was going to bring that. Now I got to scratch that off. No, it's all right. Yeah, look, I just want to first say thank you, Cohen alumni. It's good to see you all here. And I want to acknowledge that this process doesn't happen without great staff from NOLA PS that has gotten us to this place of being able to be in partnership with you all. And so, yes, our new superintendent, but this has been a labor for a very long time. And so I see Tiffany and her team in the back. I just want to acknowledge, thank you for continuing to move this. This investment is a big investment. It's the right investment. We haven't always made this investment. And so I just want you guys to know that there's no other organization, I think, in this moment that we would want to invest it. Now, look, I also have a personal, I just want to put that, my bias out there, because everything Jarrell said about Carver, which is in my district, is true. They have held through and through to the Carver alumni in terms of what they said they were going to do, and I think they've done above and beyond, and we love you for that. And so I believe him at his word when he says he will make sure that the A1 facility will also be matched with a great learning environment for your legacy, right? I believe him. And so I just want you to know that that is a big deal. And I just want to make sure that my colleagues and us continue to think about investments like this, because there's money attached to it. I know we're worried about the name and the colors, and that's important, but there's money attached with this investment. Not like a couple of dollars, some millions. That doesn't happen every day. We haven't seen that happen every day. And so I just want you all to know the type of investment that we're making as a board in you all and in the partnership. And, you know, there's a silent partner that hasn't, is not even in the room. I think New Schools for New Orleans is also partnering to step up to also give some monies. That's important, to be able to say, to be able to do, and to recognize. And so if you don't know we love you, what do they say? Show me what your wallet is doing. We love you. You matter. The kids in that building matters. And this woman right here, who's my seatmate, wouldn't have it any other way. I just want to acknowledge she is an alum, and she makes sure we know that. So just know that you all are loved all the way around. And I just want to say thank you again, and thank you to my collegiate family. Appreciate y'all, and to our staff, our superintendent. This is a big deal. To my colleagues, I appreciate this investment. It means a lot.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ashley. You talk about having to scratch some stuff off of your list. Now I got to scratch some stuff off of mine. I did not have the pleasure of graduating from Walter L. Cohen High School like my colleague, Miss Eames, but I did want to just share a brief personal experience that I had. A little over a year ago, I went to a funeral of a Cohen alumnus, and there were 2 full pews of women wearing dancing hornet jackets from the class of 1955. And that left a mark on me about the community and the pride that exists in the Walter L. Cohen alumni community. And so I know that in the past, we in the city, we have lost traditions, and we have lost names, and we have lost mascots, as Ms. Martin alluded to. This is not a board that was comfortable ever doing that. We talk about community engagement a lot as a board. It was never in my realm of possibility to take away the Walter L. Cohen name, and I know I speak for my colleagues when I say the same, or when I say they feel the same. I just wanted to thank not only everybody here, but I want to thank Jim Raby, of course, Larry Jackson. I want to thank Alumni President Terry Frazier for her work on this. I want to thank New Schools for New Orleans. They are committing a substantial sum to ensure that this transition goes well and that the students are supported throughout. I want to thank Dr. Williams for the incredible number of meetings that she had on this issue with all players involved, alumni, schools, community leaders. Doesn't matter who it was. She was there and she was meeting with them. And, we all know that Dr. Williams came from Alabama because she talks about Alabama more than I would like, but she got it immediately how important it was to celebrate Cohen and to celebrate the Cohen name. And so I just wanted to uplift that so that everybody knows that. I also want to uplift the work of 2 of my colleagues here, Ms. Eames and Ms. Bodwin, who have been right there with Dr. Williams every step of the way in these meetings, ensuring that the traditions of Cohen were protected, the students in that building are served adequately and appropriately as they deserve. This is real government in action. What these 2 women did to meet with everybody, to take the voice of the community, and then to move the ball forward to get to where we are today. So I just wanted to applaud you both on the microphone. I want to thank Collegiate Academies, Jarrell, Stacy, everyone on your team for stepping up to lead in this way. We know that you have a lot of work to do. In addition to the move, you're currently running a lot of high schools. And so I want to acknowledge that you are doing that on top of the day-to-day work that you do every day. A little bit, we've been talking about colors and mascots. I want to talk a little bit about Collegiate Academies. Not only do they have the Las Sierras program to serve English language learners, they also have Opportunities Academy to serve students in our district who have significant developmental disabilities. I believe that Rosenwald campus has one of the top progress index scores of any high school in the city. So this is an institution that absolutely understands the traditions and customs are important, but they're also doing the work every day, not just to serve kids, but to serve all kids. And so I wanted to thank you for that work, and I'm excited to see what you're able to do at Cohen. No, great. and Carver has top growth, according to my colleagues. So, love to see that. So you're getting a good operator, is what I'm saying here. When I talked about government in action, I was lucky enough to go on a school tour of the new Cohen facility with Miss Eames, and we walked in, and the very first thing she said was, "That's not the right green." And as I understand it, our facilities team is currently working on and maybe has already completed remedying that. So when we talk about government in action, we're getting down to the details. We're getting down to the paint swatches to make sure that it's the right color. So I just want to recognize that. And I'll conclude by saying, really appreciate everyone in the Cohen alumni community's passion throughout this process, and just encourage you now to continue that passion to recruit students, to mentor students, to offer internships to students, to fill up the new gym, to fill up the new auditorium, to make sure that the students are learning everything that they can in their new science labs. It's a truly world-class facility. We love this enthusiasm, and I can't wait to see it continue, starting at the turn of the new year. All right. That concludes my comments. Board Counsel, I'll yield back to you.
Okay. There's been a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Action item 5.3 has been adopted.
I do just want to yield to our superintendent for a quick, some details that need to be said.
Absolutely. So thank you. Thank you, board. Thank you to our Cohen alum. Thank you so much to Collegiate Academies for your leadership. So I just want to give you a few details. NOLA PS and its schools are working on a plan to best optimize our high-quality school facilities for scholars, and to just ensure that all of our scholars are learning in high-quality facilities, and especially as we expect smaller enrollment in the coming years. A way to combat this is by siting a school or moving a school from one facility to another. So today, I'd like to announce my decision to site Rosenwald Collegiate Academy to the newly constructed Walter L. Cohen facility for the 23-24 school year. And my team will be sending a formal letter to Collegiate Academy families this Friday informing them of this decision. So what does this mean for 23-24? Rosenwald Collegiate Academies, operated by Collegiate Academies, will move into the current location of the new Cohen building, which is 3575 Barone Street. Collegiate Academies will change the school's program name to Walter L. Cohen High School and retain Cohen's school colors and mascot. And scholars from Walter L. Cohen College Prep will be guaranteed enrollment into the school Collegiate will operate at the Cohen facility. I chose Collegiate Academies to operate the new Cohen facility based on the following criteria. First and foremost, their ability to increase overall quality in the district's facility portfolio. And you just heard a few of those remarks related to Carver and to Rosenwald. Being able to ensure the district's highest quality facilities are occupied and utilized to their fullest potential, enhancing the overall experience of students, and being able to uphold and maintain the legacy of Walter L. Cohen. These decisions were made after careful review to determine the optimal qualified operator for the newly constructed Cohen facility. I believe that Collegiate Academies will maximize the use of the campus and continue to fulfill the district's mission of providing a high-quality education for scholars to serve. This change in location will also allow the district to site a school program that's in a lower quality facility to the Rosenwald location, further increasing the quality of facilities our students attend. Collegiate Academy has a track record of serving high school students with extraordinary needs, and I believe having students from both the former Walter L. Cohen College Prep and Rosenwald Collegiate Academies at the newly constructed facility will provide opportunities for enhanced programming, such as La Sierras, Collegiate's one-year intensive English program for immigrant newcomers. poised to benefit the 35% of Cohen's current students who are identified as English learners. The new Uptown facility is stunning and will provide more programming opportunities, such as modern career and technical education spaces, a large media center, dedicated arts spaces, and a full gymnasium, along with a 300-seat auditorium. Collegiate Academies understands that the long storied history and legacy of Walter L. Cohen High School and seeks to preserve it. The Collegiate family looks forward to engaging with Cohen alumni and to ensure that this legacy is in place and to operate as it operates other schools such as Aberson and G.W. Carver High School. NOLA PS is working to ensure current Cohen and Rosenwald families understand the new opportunities this creates for the scholars as we move forward. And more information will be provided in the coming days. If you have specific questions regarding the enrollment process, please reach out at NOLA Public Schools to our Family Resource Center or email enroll@nolapublicschools.com. If you have questions for general questions, then you can, of course, call us, and Kathy Chase, our Director of Parent and Family Engagement, will be happy to assist. And we just really look forward to this union and what's ahead. When I met with the Collegiate Academy's leadership, the word Renaissance was used, and I do think that's appropriate because this is absolutely a new beginning for Walter L. Cohen High School, and I am super excited to be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. Board Counsel, if you could.
Okay. Now on to action item 5.4. Request to award request for proposal number 23-0037 for early childhood enrollment information campaign. It is recommended that the Orleans Parish School Board approve the proposal meeting qualifications, terms, and conditions for early childhood enrollment information campaign from White Enterprises of Louisiana, LLC, DBA Octagon Media, for an initial term of 18 months with an option to renew for 4 one-year periods, and the total amount not to exceed $840,000 over the life of the contract, inclusive of any renewals, and authorize the general counsel to prepare a contract for signatures of the board president and the contractor. May I have a motion to adopt action item 5.4?
So move.
Is there any board comment?
I have a question. When you said $800,000, I think, right, that's
$840,000 is the maximum award.
for the full number of years that it could be expanded. I'm not understanding this.
Okay. The award is for up to $840,000, and the maximum term would be 18 months with an option to renew for 4 additional one-year periods. So that would be 5.5 years.
Okay, so the first year or two won't cost $800,000.
No,
Okay,
I think
got it.
Mr. Gay may be able to provide clarity, but the total
I'd like to know the
amount
breakdown.
is $840.
Yes, excuse me. The first year is looking like $219,000. That's the kickoff campaign for the new early childhood. And then after that, depending on how the campaign goes, I have up to $840 over 5.5 years.
Okay, great. Got it.
Any other board comment? So there's been a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, action item 5.4 has been adopted.
Thank you so much, Board Counsel. We're now moving on to item 6.1, which is adjournment, because if you remember, board members, at the beginning of the meeting, we amended the agenda to remove the executive session. Before we get to adjournment, I just want to say a quick happy birthday to our Board Counsel, Ashley Heilprin, and her daughter, Audrey, who turns 1 this week. You're very welcome. And the best gift I can give you is to get you home right now. So there are no further items on the agenda. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
It's been moved by Mr. Ashley, second by Ms. Bodwin. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Didn't think so. The time is now 6:26 p.m. This meeting is adjourned.